small town. I grew up believing God keeps his eye on us.
Welcome, Santa Clarita Valley. We're here on your City Spotlight show, where on the third Friday of every month we talk about all things Santa Clarita and put a spotlight on City Hall and what's happening there. In the studio with me today is Phil Lantis and Donna Avila. I got it. And talk to me, Phil, you've been on the show before. You were here several months ago in the spring, I think it was. We were talking about the Cowboy Festival, and that's a great event. And Donna, you've never been on the show before, so tell me a little bit about your background with the city, Donna. What do you do here? What's your title?
Well, I'm an arts and events coordinator, and I have the privilege of being able to work in all 5 school districts, as well as work in all the art and events.
Well, I'm sure that keeps you busy. What do you do with the school districts per se? Where is your role there?
Well, I bring the arts to the schools, such as assemblies, programs, contests, and a variety of other things. I enjoy being able to give the children an opportunity to be able to experience the arts, whether it be visual arts, performing arts, and of course all the different cultures that we have to explore.
Right. Well, that's cool. And when did you come to work with the city, and how long have you been with us here in Santa Clarita?
Approximately about 9 years ago, I started as a part-time coordinator, and now I'm a full-time arts and events coordinator.
Cool. And I understand you're one of the key people on the Literacy and Arts Festival that's coming up. We want to talk about that. We want to talk about the Arts Commission and what's going on with the arts plan in our city, and maybe a little bit of talk about the timeline for the New Hall Roundabout Art. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then just the arts in general with my man Phil Lantis. Talk to me. You've been on the show before, but just for those who might have missed a City Spotlight show, it happens.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine either, Phil, but I'm sure it's happened. So tell me a little bit about yourself and your background. How did you come with this? How did you come to be here in Santa Clarita?
Well, I have the honor of being the Arts and Events Administrator for the city, and I actually started with the city as a part-time employee in May of 1993, so I've been around for 20 years. I did leave the city for a couple years and ran a local nonprofit called Theater Arts for Children Foundation, and they really mean that nonprofit thing, so the money kind of dried up. And had the opportunity to come back to the city, which was awesome. I will say, though, that the main project of Theater Arts for Children Foundation was trying to restore the New Hall Elementary School auditorium. And we were able to raise about $500,000 to do some of the beginning work, but really exciting that the New Hall School District was able to pass a bond, I believe it was last year or 2 years ago, and now they have the funding to restore that wonderful facility. It was built in 1940, and it's a wonderful facility. So they actually came to the Arts Commission last month and shared their vision for that site, and we're really excited. Me personally, because I've been involved with that for a long time, but also it's going to be a wonderful new asset for the arts and culture life in the city.
Sorry, it's interesting. I really didn't know that you were involved with that nonprofit, but I think that's a building that just has so much history, and it was built, like you said, in the 40s, and then it lay dormant for decades. It was getting used as storage, and now they're bringing it back, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting story, and sorry to sidetrack a little bit here, but in the 1970s, when Dr. Michael McGrath was the superintendent, they counted that facility, the auditorium, as classroom space, even though it really wasn't a classroom. But when they did the figuring of how many students and how many square footage, at that time, auditoriums were counted in classroom space. And so he had to make the very tough decision to actually shut down the auditorium and turn it into a storage space.
Or it would count against the...
Right, to move that out of that row. And doing that, they refigured things, and there was funding for, I believe it was Valencia Valley School, to be able to open. And I may have the wrong school, but to Dr. McGrath's great credit, when Theater Arts for Children Foundation was started, even though he was no longer the superintendent, he served on the board and was president, I believe the second president of the organization, because he cared so much about being able to bring it back to the community.
And now has a school named after him.
There you go.
So, well, that's a cool little story. Thank you for sharing that, Phil. And yeah, so they're still looking for help, though, if you are interested in helping out. Their fundraising effort, they were a little bit shy of what they're going up for. It was a couple $1 million, I believe. I mean, it's a big project.
Yeah, it's, I believe, they're a few thousand short, and they're going to reach out to the community to try to fill that stopgap. So, yeah, if you're interested, feel free to contact the New Hall School District. They would love to work with you if you want to help bring that facility back to the community.
And so, what are some of the things on the boilerplate for the city of Santa Clarita with the arts? We have the Literacy Festival around the corner. That's in December, right?
Yes, that's coming pretty quick. It's December 7th. It's a Saturday. It's over at the Old Town U-Haul Library. It's a wonderful partnership with SCV Education Foundation, as well as the as well as the Newhall Library. We have some great things happening on the stage entertainment. There's going to be COC Youth Symphony, a harpist and a flutist. We have Natalia Palis, and we have some great readers. We have food trucks. You name it, they are going to be at the festival.
Now, is this a day-long event, or?
Yes, it's from 10 to 3, and we're very excited because we have something for all ages. So if you have nothing to do on December 7th, it's a Saturday, come down to the Newhall Library, and you're going to have just a wonderful time.
Okay, we have to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with Donna and Phil and talk a little bit more about arts, and I want to ask a few more questions about the Literacy Fest when we get back from this commercial break on your hometown station, KHTS AM 1220.